This was a chance for Barack Obama to speak directly to Americans, and he used it to make an emotional argument for military action on Syria.
I'd ask every member of Congress, and those of you watching at home tonight, to view those videos of the attack. And then ask, what kind of world will we live in if the United States of America sees a dictator brazenly violate international law with poison gas, and we choose to look the other way? Let me make something clear. The United States military doesn't do pinpricks. Even a limited strike will send a message to Assad that no other nation can deliver.
The president's appeal to the people followed a day when he'd been lobbying their politicians in Congress. Beyond the reassuring bubble of his motorcade, events have been moving with unnerving speed. A Russian peace plan, then a Syrian peace plan, blunting the president's message on Capitol Hill and later on television.
Over the last few days, we've seen some encouraging signs, in part because of the credible threat of U.S. military action. The Russian government has indicated a willingness to join with the international community in pushing Assad to give up his chemical weapons. The Assad regime has now admitted that it has these weapons and even said they joined the Chemical Weapons Convention, which prohibits their use. This initiative has the potential to remove the threat of chemical weapons without the use of force, particularly because Russia is one of Assad's strongest allies. I have therefore asked the leaders of Congress to postpone a vote to authorize the use of force while we pursue this diplomatic path.
Tonight I want to talk to you about Syria.
At the appropriately named Red Line bar around the corner from the White House, they interrupted the baseball for the president. They watched and listened, but whether for, against or undecided, no one seemed to have had their minds changed by what they'd heard.
This would lead to just an all-out bigger war. I think this is the first step that it would open the door for a larger conflict and an obligation for intervention.
I haven't seen a true solution to what has happened and a path forward. And that's what I'm most concerned with. Where do we go from here?
He pointed out the main thing, that they gassed children and they used sarin gas, and that just absolutely not okay.
If we fail to act, the Assad regime will see no reason to stop using chemical weapons. As the ban against these weapons erodes, other tyrants will have no reason to think twice about acquiring poison gas and using them. Over time, our troops would again face the prospect of chemical warfare on the battlefield. And it could be easier for terrorist organizations to obtain these weapons and to use them to attack civilians.
Later, the president marks the anniversary of the 9/11 attacks that killed almost 3,000 people. The atrocity in Damascus last month killed half that number with chemical weapons. Their deaths remain unpunished. Dominic Waghorn, Sky News, Washington.